Great. Well, thanks everyone for being here today. Really appreciate your support. Really excited about our season. We were just talking in the back there during the men's press conference. We've just finished up about 4 weeks of practice, and today was the first day I could kind of tell they're getting tired of practicing against each other. So it's that time of the year we're ready to play somebody, and that's going to start with our first exhibition game next Wednesday. So we'll play 2 exhibition games, and we've got about 2 weeks of practice before we open up for real. But our girls have had a great off season. They've worked extremely hard. Last year we were a young team. We were actually tied with 3 other teams in the country for the youngest starting lineup in the country. So that's good and bad. You know, last year there were times we went through some growing pains, but the good thing is they're all back and they've got so much more experience. They're a lot more confident, and so we're ready to get this thing rolling.
Tell us about your freshman year. Did you expect to have that much of an impact right off the bat?
I guess coming in, I didn't really. I was kind of unsure. You know, as a freshman, you come in, you're not really sure what your role is going to be or anything, but Coach always just pushed me to play my best, you know, keep shooting. I guess that was the biggest thing, shoot the ball. And I don't know, I guess I kind of fell into my role towards the middle of the season.
How much was Deanna able to help you out with that, going through the exact same thing the year before?
I mean, a lot. She was someone I could ask questions to. You know, she pushed me during practice always. Would go to the gym. She works hard, so I guess it kind of rubbed off on me.
Deanna, what are you seeing from this team at this time of the year? A lot of experience coming back another year to be better. So what's it kind of feel like right now?
Right now we're just getting after it every day. I think we're in a lot better shape this year, just running up and down. Obviously our knowledge is up, just having a year altogether experience under our belt, and we're just ready to start playing.
Maya, how much did this team grow last year, being as young as it was, being a big-time ball handler for this team? Just how much did you learn and this team as a whole learn?
We learned a lot. I feel like last year, we learned tons, and we know what it takes now, what we have to do this year to make a difference from last year. Just work harder and just stay consistent and just create good habits.
Maya, this can be for all 3 of you. How big are the seniors on this team? Your girls like Cara that have been through the battles, they've seen it all. How much are you guys able to rely on girls like that?
I think having them 3 is important because we are still young. We are still gonna make mistakes, and sometimes we're not gonna just see it from their perspective. Almost I know in the men's press conference they talked about Haha and Chris, and this is their last go around, and have a sense of urgency, and having those 3 makes us have a sense of urgency too. I mean, I know I have another year and they're only sophomores, but we want to play for them. We know this is their last go around. We want to have that same sense of urgency that they have as well.
And then Rachel, what's the expectation for this group? What are y'all kind of setting as goals for this team?
I mean, this year we're looking to be at the top of the conference, honestly. We want to be the team that everyone's looking to beat. I guess just coming out strong.
So what does that look like? What things can you guys be better at this year?
Like Maya said, I think one of the things we're working on is being more consistent. Every day in practice we've been working on our defense. I think that'll help us a lot. Last year we kind of struggled with our defense, and this year we're trying to pick up our intensity with that. I mean, I think our offense is going to come, but as long as we pick up our defense, we'll be pretty strong.
Deanna, as a player, you're a junior now, so you know what it's like to have 1 year under your sophomore year compared to your freshman year. How much more do you know as a sophomore than you did as a freshman? How much more did you know as a sophomore than a freshman?
After getting that first year, you're just really excited. You want to play hard, but just going from high school to college is a different level. So my sophomore year, you're kind of able, for them too now, they're going to know how physical conference play is. They're going to know how quick everyone is going to be, how sharp your passes have to be, and things like that. So I think that will help, our sophomores a lot this year, just having a year under their belt and just know that pace of the game, physicality, all of that is going to be, a lot higher.
Maya, as a primary ball handler last year, what was your focus this summer moving into your sophomore year? What did you focus on?
IQ, just knowing how to read screens, like coming off screens, creating plays for my teammates, and just making it easier for them to score, just attack, just creating plays for my teammates.
What do you have up your sleeve for us this year? Any full court shots again?
You never know.
Maybe a dunk.
Any other questions for Stephen? Okay, we'll turn it over to Coach now. Open up the questions for him.
Coach, what areas did you see improvement over last year?
Well, definitely our defense. There's a program called Synergy, and offensively in every category, we were ranked excellent. But then you turn over to the defensive page, and we were below average. And so a lot of that, is when you're playing young kids right out of high school, they just don't understand how hard you have to play on defense. And so just going through a year of that, now our team today is better defensively than we were at the end of last year already today. But a lot of that's because they've been through it. So when we're talking about being in a stance and being in the gaps and playing with high hands and making sure you nail a body on the shot, they're not looking at me like I have four eyes. Now they've been through it and they know how important that is. And so the biggest challenge with our team is we focus on attention to details. I've been very blessed wherever I've been to end up being a part of championship programs, and that's what we came here to do. And to do that, it's all about the details. It's teaching kids that everything matters. And when you get them to buy into that, which they are, that's when you start winning championships.
How deep do you think this team can be this year, especially compared to last year? What do you think the depth looks like right now?
I think we have great depth. Up to today, it would be hard to pick an absolute starting five. We've got 10, 11 kids that, I could put them in a hat and pull them out. So that's good and bad. The cream will eventually rise to the top, but I'm thinking we can go 9 or 10 deep. But it's been very, very competitive. Up to this point, we changed the teams around, plugged different players into different lineups, but once we get started with the exhibition games, we'll decide on a lineup. We'll decide what the rotation's going to be up to this point. And then from there, if somebody wants to earn a spot, then they'll have to beat somebody out. But right now, it's still pretty even. So that's a good thing.
Are there some years where you can't say that, where you haven't been able to say that?
Some years it's just cut and dry. This is my five. These two are going to come in for the guards. These two are going to come in for the posts. But I feel like that's good recruiting too. When you start getting your kind of kids in here for your style of play, we've got 13 on our roster, and to be honest with you, I think all 13 players can play. So that's going to make for competitive practices, and it's going to make each one of them get better every single day. But really proud of the effort that they've brought. We've been going at it almost 4 weeks, and they bring it every day. And last year, it was a roller coaster. It was, a good practice, then a bad practice, a good practice, bad practice. And this year, wouldn't you guys agree, for the most part, our practices have been outstanding. So pleased where we're at today, but certainly want to get better.
Coach, you set a bunch of records last year in behind the arc 3-point shooting, and then at Hoops After Dark, you have redshirt Leah who wins the 3-point shooting contest. Talk about her and what kind of she has added another shooter.
Well, Leah Kirstein, she sat out last year. She had a bad back, but she plays the two guard, and she can really shoot it. And so along with these three, they're all deadly three-point shooters. But to be at what a lot of people don't understand, we don't want to just jack up threes. You have to be able to play inside out. In fact, there's a stat that the highest percentage threes come from the inside out. So they did a study where ball reversal threes, dribble penetrate threes, and throw the ball into the post kick out. That's the highest percent three because kids' feet are generally set. So to be a good three-point shooting team, we have to have post players we can throw it to, and our posts have really come along. And a lot of the players you're not familiar with, Cara Rawls has been playing extremely well for us. For Cara, it's just all about getting her endurance. She fights a lot of health issues with her asthma and things like that, and she can go maybe 2 minutes up and down the court and then she needs a break. But if we're in the half court, she can really score inside. Katie Thomas is another person we can throw the ball inside to, and she came on late last year, but she is just a big, strong, physical space eater, takes up a ton of space inside. And then we've got some other post players, Amani Johnson, Angela Vandrell, that can go in or out. So we've got a unique group of posts. And then a player you're not familiar with is a true freshman, Talia Roldan, and she's 6'4" freshman that's from Indiana, and she can go in or out. Her biggest thing, she's got to get stronger, but she's very, very skilled, and she's got the length.
And then to follow, you're right, you have 3 all-conference players sitting next to you. So how high is the ceiling?
Well, I'm one of those that, like I tell people, I left University of Missouri to come here to win championships. And the way you win championships, it's in everything you do. So every single day we're trying to win a championship in the classroom, on the court obviously, out in the community, and in their personal lives. And wherever I've been, it's like championships didn't come overnight. It took 3-4 years. But then once you get your program where you want it, you're competing for a championship every year. And I feel like we're right there. I feel like we're knocking on the door. Obviously, we need to stay healthy. They got to continue to work hard every day. But we've got a group now. I think we can compete with anybody that we play on our schedule.